Hi, welcome back. I'm a busy mom, so when I come across a product that makes my life easier, I love sharing it with you. I have 3 kids, 2 cats, a dog, and a husband, so needless to say, I have a lot of stains. And I had never used OxiClean before until a couple of years ago, and I'll tell you why. I went into a consignment store because I was buying baby clothes for my son. I learned by the 3rd that they go through baby clothes quickly and they stain them a lot, so I was shopping at the consignment store, but they all looked brand new and I couldn't understand it because my kids' clothes always had baby spit up and food stains on them. And she told me her secret: when she gets the clothes in, she soaks them overnight with a couple of scoops of OxiClean, then just runs them through the wash like you would normally, and they come out looking brand new. So ever since then, I've been sold, and I use OxiClean for all my stain removal. I use it to boost my detergent. I mix it with a spray bottle for those quick stains when my kids spill. Even if I've already ran it through the wash and the dryer and set the stain, OxiClean will still take it out. Here's one of Milo's t-shirts. He wore to daycare. He come home, they had hot cocoa. He spilled it on himself. I didn't even notice. I've put it through the wash. It came out. I'm like, oh no. But I don't have to worry because with OxiClean Stain Remover, I just mix it again in water in a spray bottle and put it on the stain. Even though it's been washed and soaked in, I know that it's gonna come right out. And the stain is gone. Now we just throw this in the wash like you would normally do, because you don't want to let it really dry on, but it's safe on colors. It has like the power of bleach without actually ruining your clothes like bleach does. So I'm here in my kitchen to show you my grout. Now I clean my floors every single night. I give them a really good mop, but it's this grout that just looks really grimy, especially in high traffic areas like in front of the fridge and the dishwasher. So you can make a awesome stain remover for your grout simply by mixing water and the OxiClean Stain Remover to make a little bit of a paste. And then I just use an old toothbrush to just apply it right to the grout lines. Now I'm not gonna do the entire thing. I'm just gonna do this little crisscross here so you can see the difference, and it is amazing. So there you have it. You can definitely see now this is a dark grout to begin with, so it's difficult to really get the dramatic effect that you would if you had lighter grout. But you can see here how dark and dingy this is, no matter how much I've mopped, and then the lighter actual gray grout color here. I'll show you a few more areas of my floor, so maybe you can get a better idea of what a huge transformation it makes on grout. So here's another really good example of the grout cleaning. Here you can see I did all this big square here and didn't touch this this piece of grout here, and the difference is night and day. And there was no scrubbing. I just left it on, let it sit for a while, and then came back and simply wiped it off, and it really brings the grout back to its original color as opposed to all the dirt and grime that gets really absorbed into grout. Grout is so absorbent. So this is an excellent way of getting it clean using a non-toxic, odorless, wonderful product. And unlike a bleach product, you won't ruin your clothes or have to worry about ruining anything in the process. So I'm here showing you my carpet. I was considering like pouring red wine onto it to show you a big stain, but you know what? It's not necessary because it is such an amazing product. It really does lift up. I don't want to mislead you with silly infomercial style things. I'm just going to show you on a carpet that is clean, there's no visible stains, how the power of OxiClean actually does get deep down and pulls the dirt to the surface. So just like I use for stain removing on clothing, it's just mixed in a water bottle, and usually I use this with pet stains or if my kids have spilled juice or anything like that, but I'm just using it on a clean carpet today. You'll still see how much OxiClean will pull out of the carpet without bleaching it or leaving any residue. There's no smell, and it's really safe to use for pets and kids. So I absolutely love this product. So I'm just soaking the area, and I'm going to take just a clean towel here and then blot the area and sort of to soak it up there. I probably should steam clean my carpets, because when you see what this looks like, I tried it in another area before to see what it would work, and it was kind of horrifying. But anyways, so you're just blotting, and this is what you would do if you did have a stain. But again, even without the stain, you'll see, if I can show you here, the difference. It just really pulls up the dirt from the deep down in the carpet. So you can see here where it's sort of gray, even though the carpet was already clean and there wasn't a visible stain, it still lifted up that years of dirt and grime that would have been on the carpet without leaving any residue left behind. So definitely recommend this as a carpet cleaner. So those are a few different ways we use OxiClean in our home, but my all-time absolute favorite use for it has got to be for my husband's dress shirts. He wears a dress shirt every day to work, and a lot of the times they'll look a little yellow in the armpit area. I'm not sure if it's deodorant or sweat or a combination of both, but it's really difficult to get out. And we're not going to use a bleach product because most of his shirts are colored. So by simply soaking them with a couple of scoops of OxiClean in some hot water, they come out brand new. So don't give up on your favorite clothes that do have those stains. Don't get rid of them. You'll save a ton of money by using OxiClean Stain Remover to get them looking brand new again. And that is my favorite tip. I'd love to hear your favorite tip on how you use OxiClean in your home. That's your tip, and we'll see you next time.